My name's Ed Holt. I am a registered mental health nurse, but I'm also a lecturer at the University of Essex, and I'm here to answer some questions that were put to me by some young people from the Southend YMCA, and they've been put to me, and hopefully I'll be able to answer some, or at least give some approximation as to understanding a bit more about what they're asking. I suppose one of the things that I ask people is, how do you look after your mental health? What do you do to look after your mental health? And not everybody can answer that. And I think the answer doesn't necessarily have to be complicated. It's not something that has to be, groundbreaking or in any way kind of monumental. It doesn't have to be. There are some principles, and I think the NHS sort of say the same thing. Other professionals may have different ideas about it, but generally there are a few things. Something like connecting with people. That's why I sort of tend to think music helps connect people. Music has that ability to portray a particular emotion or feeling that others can connect to or identify with, but connecting with people is important. Being active, and I'm not saying, going to the gym or anything like that. It's more about just staying active in your life, moving around, being with other people. Learning as well, keep learning in your life, whether it is learning music, learning how to play an instrument. But I talk about occupation, so having something that you do in your life that has purpose for you, whatever that might be. I think giving as well, giving to other people, whether it doesn't necessarily have to be monetary, it doesn't have to be something, but actually one of the most precious resources that you have that doesn't cost anything, but can actually mean a whole lot of difference is time. Time is one of those resources that when it passes, we can't ever get it back. So time is one of those very precious resources that actually, if you give time to somebody else, whether it's 5 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, a certain amount of time, it's possibly one of the greatest gifts you can give, because it's something that is so precious. And just spending time with somebody, talking about things, you'd be surprised at what you get to from just a simple conversation, where that can lead. And the final part really is about taking notice, just taking notice of your environment. Harks a little bit back to mindfulness, but just taking notice in your surroundings, being aware of your thoughts, your feelings, and your body will help sort of just clear out those extra worries that not necessarily real. Pressures from social media, pressures from other areas. The anxiety that you feel inside you doesn't necessarily mean it's real. It's more your interpretation of the things. So actually stopping, taking notice of the things around you might help push some of those things to the side.